Okay, now we will discuss about in this lecture level of abstractions. Now the meaning of abstraction means there are ways. So there are various labels, various ways how we can write a Verilog code. So okay, so we will see the program structure in Verilog. Then in level of abstraction we will see the behavior level, data flow level, structure level and switch level. So there are basically 4 level of abstractions. Now if we see the program structure in Verilog, already we discussed in last lecture also. The first point, program, a program written in Verilog is called as module. Number second, module explains how a system is connected to outside world, right? So basically, if suppose this is a system, how this system is connected with my outside world, what are the inputs, what are the outputs, these things are explained in the module. Then third, module does not tells what the system is going to do or how the system is implemented, right? Only interconnection with the outside world. This will be given in the module. Now what this hardware will do, how this hardware is implemented, for this we have to go with the level of abstraction, different style of modeling. We will adopt those style of modeling to tell what this system will do, what is the functionality of this system, how this system is implemented, all these things. So syntax of module we have already discussed. It starts with the keyword module and it ends with the keyword end module. Now in between we have to write the program, right? And here we have given the name of the module, and for that we have used some identifiers. How to use the identifiers, what are the rules to use the identifiers, all these things we have discussed in last class. Now after giving the name to the module, in the bracket we have to mention inputs and outputs, ports, right? How this module is connected with the outside world, and then the functionality of our module or how it is implemented, all these things will be done in logic of the program. Now declaration of inputs and outputs. After declaration of module, define input and output ports. How we can define the input and output ports? So for that you have to use the keyword input, right? Input A comma B. So this declares that A and B are two input ports of 1 bit each, right? So by default, whatever we write here after input keyword, by default these are the bit, single bit, right? Okay. So this means suppose this is some module and this is A and this is B. These are the inputs. So from A and B we can get single bit, either 0 or 1, either 0 or 1. So by default this input declares here a bit, 1 bit. Then for the output declaration we have to use the keyword output. Then we have written S. So this means S is an output port of 1 bit. Now let us assume this condition. Suppose there is some module which is having 4 inputs, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So one way to declare these 4 inputs is like this. Input A comma B comma C comma D. In this way we can declare these as an input. So this is my input port A, B, C and D, right? So this is one method. But sometimes if there is a system in which there are many number of inputs, like 50 inputs, 10 inputs, so this is a tedious job. So defining each input, and for that you are writing A, B, C, D like that, this is tedious job. So in place of this we can use the array, right? So here we can use the array. If input or output is more than one bit, then they can be defined as array. For example, here you see input, then within bracket we have written 3:0 bracket close A. So with this, an array of 4 elements will be 4 input will be created, like A3, A2, A1, A0. So if we write this, then what will happen? Suppose the same system, they are having 4 inputs, and this time we have declared the inputs in this way: input within bracket 3:0 A. So then what will happen? This input will be A3, then next will be A2, then A1 and A0, right? So in this way we can use the array also to declare the input, or output also can be declared by using array. Now level of abstractions. The level of abstraction means various methods by which we can write a Verilog program. So one label is behavioral label, another is data flow label, then structural label or structure label, and switch label. We see the behavior label. In this label of abstraction, we explain the functionality of system using procedural or non-procedural statements, right? So in behavior label we can use two type of statements. We can use either procedural statements or we can use non-procedural statements. So what are these statements, that we will discuss in other lecture, but we can use these two statements in behavior label, and these two statements can be found inside always at the rate block, right? So always at the rate, inside this, these type of statements are there. So these statements which are inside always at the rate block, they are your procedural or they are your non-procedural or procedural statements. So for writing the behavior level we have to use procedural or non-procedural statements, and these statements we can find inside always at the rate block. So here we will define the behavior functionality of the design, right? How exactly this design is going to be implemented, that is not defined. For example, let us say Z is equal to, if we write A ampersand B, right? And let us assume this is inside my always block, always, right? Always at the rate. So here you have to write A comma B. So this ampersand implies this is AND operation, right? So functionality is two input AND operation is to be implemented, right? But now two input AND operation can be implemented in this way: A, B, Z. In this way it can be implemented, or it can be implemented in this way also. A, B, and suppose this is NAND gate. Output we have connected to NOT gate, and from here we are getting output. So this is also 2 input AND gate logic, and this is also 2 input AND gate logic. So both way 2 input AND gate logic is implemented, but in behavior label, after writing this statement, we are simply specifying the functionality that AND operation is to be performed. But how it is implemented? It is implemented by using first approach, or it is implemented by using second approach. It is not defined. Only the functionality is defined in the behavior label. Okay. So this is the example, behavior model of 2 input AND logic. So first we have written keyword module. After that, this is the identifier. This is the name of this module, and underscore 2 underscore behavioral, right? So you cannot use the space in writing these identifiers. It should be continuous. And in the bracket we have mentioned A, comma B, comma Y. And then we have declared input. A and B are my inputs and output. Y is my output. Now I have declared one variable of rig type. What is this variable? That we will discuss in next lecture. But here one thing you must remember. You, for a time being, you forget this statement. Now here I have used always at the rate A comma B. So whatever are the inputs, that we have written with the always block A comma B, and then we have written this statement, right? In this statement, since we are assigning a value to Y, right? Y is at the right side of this relational operator equal to. This is the assign operator basically. So whatever is at the right side of this symbol, so right side is Y. So in case of behavior label, whatever is at the left side, not right side, left side. So left side we are having Y. So whatever is at the left side of this symbol equal to, it must be declared as rig, right? So rig is one variable. So that's why we have declared Y as rig. Why we have declared? Because Y in this expression is at the left side of equal symbol. And in the last we have written AND module. So this is one example of behavioral label. We will discuss many more examples, then you will understand very clearly about these. In this lecture, simply we will just explain what are these labels, right? Now in the data flow label, if you go, so in this label of abstraction, we explain the functionality of the system using assign statements. So here we will use assign statements. So in data flow label, you will not find this always. Always at the rate. This always at the rate you will find only in behavior label, right? And in data flow label you will find assign statement. So see this example, module and underscore 2 underscore data flow is the identifier, name of this module. Then within bracket I mentioned A comma B comma Y, which are my input and output ports. Input A comma B, I have declared A and B as my input, out Y as my output. Then I have written this statement, Y equal to A ampersand B, and before that I have written assign, right? So this is assign statement, and you can find assign statement in data flow model, right? And after this AND module. So this will also model 1 2 input AND logic, right? Then we will go to the structure label. In structure label, or this is also called as gate label. In this label of abstraction, we explains how the system is implemented rather than the functionality, right? So here we will not define the functionality. We simply define the how the system is implemented, right? So suppose for our some design we are having this AND gate. somewhere we have this OR gate, right? So in gate level, what we will do, how these components are interconnected and what are the components are used, only that we will define. What exactly this interconnection is going to perform, that functionality is not defined in gate level. Only the we can use the implementation, how it is implemented. In structure level, we explain the system in terms of interconnection of gates, right? So here I have taken, okay, so these gates are predefined in Verilog library. Some predefined gates are there which you can use in structure level. What are those predefined gates? AND, NAND, OR, NOR, XOR, XNOR, and NOT, right? So here you can find after this AND is a keyword, right? So which defines this is AND logic. Within the bracket you have to write what are the outputs of this AND gate and what are the inputs. So in this sequence only you have to write. First you have to write output, then only you have to write the input, right? So in all these predefined gates you can find the sequence. First you have to write output, then you have to write input, right? So these are predefined gates which directly you can use when you are writing the Verilog code at gate level or structure level. So we see this example, gate level model of two input AND gate. So here module and underscore 2 underscore gate level, this is the name of this module. Then we have written A comma B comma Y, and here we have declared input A, B are the inputs, output is Y. Then you see here we have used this predefined gate AND, right? Within bracket, first I have written output Y, then I have written two inputs A comma B and module. Simply we have written this. So this is an example of gate level modeling, right? Then the fourth one is switch level modeling. In Verilog, transistors are also referred as switches, right? So NMOS or PMOS are known as switches. Why they are called as switches? Because if suppose this is NMOS, right? So if this NMOS is on, then you can make the connection between these two lines, right? If this NMOS is off, then off NMOS will act as an open circuit. So here you find this is an open circuit. So switch means it can break or it can make the connection. That's why these NMOS are also called as switch. So this NMOS can make or break the connection between this wire and this wire. Now these switch either in conducting mode on state or non-conducting mode off state. So if at the gate of this NMOS, if we store binary 1, then this NMOS is in on state. On state means short circuit. If we store 0, then this NMOS is in off state, means open circuit. So Verilog provides the ability to design at MOS transistor level. So already we know that to design any hardware, ultimately we have to design it at the MOSFET level, right? So in Verilog we can design our logic by using MOS transistors. Then designing at this level is rare due to more complexity of the circuit. Now you see, if there is a now suppose already we discussed that suppose if we are designing full adder, then maybe for the full adder we require more than 200 MOSFETs. So now if we are using 200 MOSFETs and making its interconnection, then it is very complex circuit, right? Complexity is more. Now if in certain design we are having millions of the transistors, then the modeling or designing of the circuit by using MOSFETs is very rare due to the complexity of the circuits, right? It is very difficult to make the interconnection of all these MOSFETs, right? Many number of MOSFETs. So some keywords for switch level matrix are NMOS, PMOS and CMOS. So these is some means just explanation about the level of abstractions. We will discuss lot of examples in coming lectures. Then you will very easily identify how to write the Verilog coding in these different style of abstractions.